Hey, folks, interest rates, mortgage interest rates, they have not come down as much as anyone expected. And so the question is why? Why haven't they come down? To answer that question, I have one of my favorite people here on the video, and I wanted to introduce you to Whitney Bulbrook at Carolina Ventures Mortgage. Whitney, how you doing?
I'm doing great, doing well. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Whitney, you and I have been working together for years and years and years. You've helped so many of our buyers get great deals on their mortgages. That's why I've asked you to be part of this video and to give us your wisdom about what's going on with these crazy interest rates. Everybody expected the mortgage rates to drop after the Fed dropped their rate. Why hasn't that happened, Whitney?
Absolutely. So, a big part of that is there's still that inflationary fear. And the feds did drop the rates, but not as much as hoped. So, for the past month, lenders have kind of been pricing in the expected rate drop, and they were hoping that maybe rates would drop a 0.5%. And so they go ahead and price that into their rates. So we have seen some improvement on rates in the past month. But then when the Federal Reserve met, they only dropped the amount of the interest by 0.25% versus a 0.5%. So it wasn't as much as expected or hoped by many, but we are seeing those rates coming down. I mean, tremendously better than even earlier this year or last year when we were seeing close to 6.8 and 6.9%. We are seeing a 30-year fixed at 6.3%. So we're starting to see more and more refinances actually.
That's interesting. And you and I have been talking about this for a while, about how the Fed rates are not directly connected to mortgage rates. People need to know
Exactly.
that. They affect it, but they're not directly connected. And in spite of the disappointment, you and I were just talking before we started recording about some other options that folks might want to consider.
Definitely. So recently, I've noticed a great trend in the 20-year fix, which was used to be pretty close to the 30-year, but now I'm seeing more of a spread. So the 20-year fix is at 5.8% today. And generally, is only, depending on what size your mortgage is, it's not too much more to spend on a monthly basis, but you start paying principal so much faster on the 20-year fix. So it's a great option to consider, at least to take a look at if it's in your budget. And then, of course, we always see the super low rates with the 15-year, which is at 5.3%. So much lower than we've seen.
5.3 compared to 6.3, and very few people really take advantage of that 15 year. And I've always advised that's probably a good thing to take a look at, right?
Absolutely. And even the 20 year is kind of a good meet in the middle. If the 15-year is too much of a stretch, then why not take a look at the 20-year? But I am happy to see rates falling. And if you are looking at a government product, the FHA 5-year ARM today is 5.25%. So
Wow.
if you need to get into the house, maybe the payment is a little bit much for you. You could start out with a 5-year ARM, it's fixed for 5 years, and then it can adjust, and we could always refinance it.
This shows you folks why it's really important to talk to a really experienced, knowledgeable loan officer about what the options are out there. Like Whitney Bulbrook at Carolina Ventures Mortgage. A couple more questions here for you, Whitney. What do you see for the future? Do you see interest rates dropping any further here between now and the end of the year?
Well, I'm not sure if it'll happen between the end of the year, but we're hopeful that maybe in February we'd see another drop. As we always see, rates are very slow to drop and fast to climb.
Hmm.
I do think it is a great time to take a look at buying still because rates are lower than they have been, and then you could go ahead and get into that home ahead of any wave of buyers that you would have lower rates and then spur more activity.
Bingo. So if rates are not going to really adjust between now and February, this is another thing you and I talked about. Why buy now? Why buy now, whatever rates we have?
Well,
Just
the rate, what is it? Date the rate, marry the house,
yep,
right? The rate is
exactly.
a very short term item. I know a 30-year feels so final, but really it's not. It's just a mortgage is a tool to help you into a new home. That's really it.
And you can always refinance if rates really truly drop, you can always refinance, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's a quick and easy process. Takes about 2 weeks to refinance, and a mobile notary comes to your home to do it. And I even reach out to my clients if my software will alert me when someone has the opportunity to refinance. And I will go ahead and reach out to them proactively and let them know, hey, we might want to consider refinancing.
Bingo. And my argument is Buy a house now because you're going to benefit from the appreciation of that house if there's any. You're going to benefit from the equity that you're going to earn in that house as you live in the house. You know, house is first and foremost a roof over your head. So let's think about that first. Get that done first. And then honestly, if rates do drop and you go ahead and refinance, keep in mind everybody and their brother is going to start buying houses at that point, which means that
Exactly.
home prices are going to go through the roof again. You'll have the benefit of already having that house, and you will benefit from that instant appreciation because everybody else is buying houses. You're already having your house, so you're not going to have to pay 50 or $100,000 more for the house that you really wanted. Right?
Exactly.
I've got a video that speaks exactly to this, folks, and I'm going to put a link to that in the comments. But I just want to thank Whitney for being on this video. Whitney, if people need to get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you?
Easiest way is my cell phone, 919-260-6020, or you can check out my website, carolinaventures.com.
And as I said, Whitney and I have been working together for years and years. She's taken care of so many of our buyers, done a great job. That's the reason she's here. Whitney, I really appreciate all the great work you do.
Thank you. I appreciate our partnership.
Exactly. Thank you. And thank you for doing this video. Folks, we'll talk to you later. All right.